Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and a very warm welcome to Pointless, the game where you are always aiming for the lowest score. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
I'm Ash, I'm from Australia, but I live in Clapton. And this is Fred, my British best friend from Glastonbury.
Couple number two.
Hi, I'm Sandra. This is my husband, Brendan, and we're from Liverpool.
Couple number three.
Hello, I'm Elizabeth. This is my son, Henry, and we're from Fulham.
And finally, couple number four.
Hi, I'm Paul. This is my lovely wife, Robin, and we're from Darlington.
And these are today's contestants. Thank you very much indeed, everybody. A very warm welcome to Pointless. It's wonderful to have you all here. That just leaves one more person for me to introduce for the last time, a comedian who loves chess, but today he's one of our checkers. Do you see?
Really good.
It's my Pointless friend, it's Phil Wang. Yeah.
Oh, thanks for having me, man.
Well, it's been such a pleasure.
It's been such a wonderful ride. 11 shows.
11 shows. What an incumbent you have been.
Thank you. That's surely nearly as many as you've done at this point.
Nearly.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Getting there.
Getting there.
Yeah, you certainly are.
Oh, it's been brilliant. I haven't been able to add to my my cabinet of trophies.
No.
I've been on the wrong side of the laptop for
You
that.
have, you
but
have.
it's been a thrill. It's been so
It
fun.
really has. It's been a real thrill. It's been brilliant having you there. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Genuinely, absolutely outstanding.
Thanks.
Wonderful.
I've learned so
Wonderful.
much, mainly about names of dishes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now then, Joseph and Selina got through to the final last time, and they did not win the jackpot. So we add another £1,000 to that, which means today's jackpot starts off at £4,750. Right. If everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. Just bear in mind that at the end of each round, we will always eliminate the pair with the highest score. So do everything you can to keep your scores as low as you possibly can. OK, best of luck to everybody. Our first category today is Scary Cinema. Can you all decide in your pairs? Who's going to go first? Who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns horror films, Phil.
Yes, on each board, we're going to show you the titles of 7 horror films, but we've removed one word from each of the titles. We'll also give you the year of release and 2 actors from each film. Please give us the missing words.
Thank you very much indeed. So can you complete the titles of these horror films? Here's our first board of 7. Night of the Blank Dead, Dwayne Jones, Judith O'Dea, 1968. Blank. I mean, wow. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Teyana Paris, 2021. The Blair Blank Project, Heather Donahue, Joshua Leonard, 1999. The People Under the Blank, Brandon Adams, Wendy Roby, 1991. Paranormal Blank, Katie Featherston, Mika Sloat, 2009. The Blank Man, Edward Woodward, Christopher Lee, 1973. And The Blank in the Woods, Chris Hemsworth, Bradley Whitford, 2012. There we are. Ash,
Yes.
welcome to Point. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Originally from Australia.
Yes.
When did you stop being from Australia and become from the UK?
I moved here in May.
Oh, very recently.
Yeah, very recently. I'm fresh off the boat.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, were you aware of Pointless out there in Australia?
Yeah, they used to be Pointless in Australia, but it's not running anymore. But yeah, I knew as soon as I got here, I had to get on Pointless, and here I am.
And here you are. So tell us all about yourself.
So I work in stakeholder engagement for infrastructure projects. Basically, that means whenever a project is being planned or built, I go out and talk to everyone who could be impacted by it.
I see. Try and smooth
Yes, yeah.
ruffled feathers.
Yes, exactly.
I see. Very good indeed. Now, Ash, these horror films.
Yes. I actually love horror movies, so this is right up my alley.
OK.
I recognise a few of these straight away, but I feel like they'll be worth a lot of points. So I'm going to try the first one and say Night of the Living Dead.
You're going to say Living, Night of the Living Dead. Should we see how many of our 100 said that? Living is right. And down goes Living to 80. 80 for Living.
Yes, classic black and white horror directed by George A. Romero is generally credited with pioneering the modern zombie movie, although they're never actually called zombies in the movie. They're called...
That's a really good point.
Yeah, they're never called that, just called...
Not called zombies.
Yeah.
They're just things. They go...
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, get away.
There we are. Thank you very much indeed, Phil. Now then, Brendan, welcome back to Point. It's terrific to have you with us a second time. Tell us more about yourself, Brendan.
Well, I'm retired now. When I was working, we were both lucky enough to go on a VIP trip to the Mobo Awards in Liverpool. It was like a reward and recognition scheme through work, and we had to walk the red carpet.
Very nice.
With all the paparazzi clicking away. Obviously didn't have a clue who we were. Possibly thought Phil Collins was having a bad day.
I was just about to say Phil Collins at the Mobo Awards. Do you get that a lot, Brendan?
No, well, I used to, not so much these days. I used to have a little bit of hair at the front, so I used to get it a lot, yeah.
How is your drumming?
Terrible.
Really? What fun. How long ago was that? When did you do that?
It was about 15 years ago, I think, maybe more.
Really?
But after the show, we got whisked off to a private party and there was all celebrities in there. And I got to meet some of my Everton heroes, including Tim Cahill and Tim Howard. And Billy Ocean was there. He got the special award for the night. And he was there on his own, and we'd obviously been plied with champagne all night, so we kept going over to talk to him. So if he's watching, sorry, Billy.
Do you remember any of the questions you asked him?
I think we were just asking him if he enjoyed Liverpool, and he did. He was a total gentleman.
What a pro.
Yeah.
What a pro. Brendan, what are you going to go for?
I think I'll go with The Wicker Man.
OK, excellent film, The Wicker Man. Should we see how many of our 100 said that? The Wicker Man. It's right. 80 is the only score we have at the moment. There's our high score, 29. There's our low.
Yes, well done. Christopher Lee appeared in over 250 films, usually as a villain, as you'd expect.
Yeah.
Hard to cast him as a leading man, not exactly a rom-com material.
Not really, but what a likeable villain he was. The man with the golden gun. Terrific villain.
Yeah, and that voice.
No, wonderful voice. He's Harriet Walters' uncle.
Who's Harriet Walters?
The brilliant actor. She's in things like Succession and things like that.
Oh, right,
Wonderful
OK,
actor,
yeah. Nice one.
There we are. Anyway, there we go. Now, Henry, welcome back. It has not escaped my notice, your third show.
It is.
You did pretty well last time. This time, we have to take it one step further. We have to see you out with a trophy, surely to goodness.
Right.
Tell us more about yourself, Henry.
Yeah, so in my free time, I enjoy watching and playing sports. I've been a beleaguered Manchester United fan since birth, but more recently have gotten into American sports. Had the opportunity to spend a year studying in Philadelphia, which is a hard-working, gritty underdog city, which is something I really enjoy. They're passionate about their sports teams.
Yeah.
And so since then, I've really gotten into American football and basketball.
Fantastic. And now you have first-hand experience of both.
Exactly.
It really means a lot. Now,
Exactly.
Henry, what are you going to go for on our horror board?
Yeah, I don't love horror movies, but I have two sisters who do. I think I'm going to take a risk with the bottom one and go for The Cabin in the Woods.
The Cabin in the Woods. Should we see if that's a risk worth taking? Cabin. Cabin is right. Very well done. 80 our high score. 29 our low score. 36 for Cabin.
Yeah, Cabin in the Woods, described as a meta-horror film about a group of college students who go to a secluded cabin. I think it sort of makes references to the horror genre within it. It's a film for horror film fans.
It scares me, just the name. The name is scary enough. The Cabin in the Woods. Don't go in there. That's the door, obviously.
Still better than some Airbnbs, though.
Yeah. Thank you very much indeed. Now then, Paul, welcome to Pointless. How terrific it is to have you from Darlington. Brilliant. Tell us all about yourself.
I'm a pensions administrator. In my spare time, I play a lot of darts. 3 nights a week.
Well, you play a lot of darts.
Yeah.
Is that a pub team?
I play for 3 pub teams.
Hence the 3 nights a week,
Yes.
I guess.
I try and get as much practice in as I can because I need it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
OK, now, Paul, this board is all yours. How do you like horror?
Not a massive fan. I know the Blair Witch Project, there's the Paranormal Activity, I think, but I'm going to go for The People Under the Stairs.
The people... That's even scarier. The People Under the Stairs. I don't even need to see that film. Let's see if that's right. How many of our 100 people said The Stairs? It is The Stairs. It's a great answer. Down it goes, our lowest score. Very well done indeed. 15. The People Under the Stairs. I'm never getting the Hoover out again.
Well done, Paul. Bullseye. Well, I guess not. 15. But
It's pretty good,
Pretty
though.
good. So pretty good.
Yeah.
And of the ones you knew up there, Paul, that was the best answer. So well done. People Under the Stairs with 15. The Blair Witch Project you knew as well, scored 90. That's the highest on the board. Paranormal Activity would have scored you 60. Yeah, number 2 is pretty hard, really, considering there's basically no clue there. But that was Candyman, a sequel to the 1992 classic of the same name. Scored 1.
Thank you very much, Phil. We're halfway through the round. Let's have a look at those scores. 15, very well done indeed, Paul. The best score of the pass, setting you and Robin up beautifully there. Then we travel up from there to 29, which is where we find Brendan and Sandra. From there to 36, where we find Henry and Elizabeth. And from there up to 80. I'm afraid you are quite far ahead, Fred. However, do you like horror?
I'm OK. I'm all right.
OK. Well, listen,
We'll
very,
see.
very best of luck. So let's see how it goes. Maybe there'll be a nice low-scoring answer on the board that you can go for, and they'll keep you in the game. But best of luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? OK, we're going to put 7 more horror films with a word missing up on the board, and here they are. We have Blank Out, Daniel Kaluuya, Alison Williams, 2017. A Nightmare on Blank Street, Heather Langenkamp, Robert Englund, 1984. The Blank Man, Elizabeth Moss, Oliver Jackson Cohen, 2020. The Blank, Max von Sydow, Linda Blair, 1973. Evil Dead Blank, Alyssa Sutherland, Lily Sullivan, 2023. I Know What You Did Last Blank, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar, 1997. And A Quiet Blank, Emily Blunt, John Krasinski, 2018. Robin, welcome to Pointless. Lovely to have you here. Tell us all about yourself.
Hi, my name's Robin. I'm a Management Information Administrator working for a care home company in the office. And in my spare time, I love to watch musicals, my favourite being Les Miserables.
Very nice. Watching musicals, not horror. Not horror.
No.
Are there any horror musicals? Apart from Little Shop of Horrors, I guess. But no one's really done a horror musical. I guess it would get in the way. Now, Robin, you are on 15. 64 or less gets you into the next round.
I know a couple.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to go for I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Summer, says Robin. I know what you did last summer. Here is your red line, Robin, lovely and high. Can we get you below that with Summer? I Know What You Did Last Summer goes down to 83. I think that's all right, taking your total up to 98.
Yes, there have since been 2 sequels. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. I don't know where you go from there.
Well, that's why there's only 2 sequels, I guess.
Still haven't forgotten. still in there.
Last summer, eh? I have all the time in the world. It's your time you're wasting.
I'm an expert on what you did last summer.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, Elizabeth, welcome back. Your show 3, my goodness. All looking good so far. Lovely low score from Henry in the first pass. Tell us more about yourself.
Well, when I'm not exercising and training my dogs, I love to cook and bake, especially cakes. I used to love decorating cakes. All the children had wonderful birthday cakes. Henry had an R2-D2. I used to love playing with fondant icing. It's like playing with plasticine, coloured plasticine, basically.
Lovely.
So,
And an R2-D2, I mean, that'd be a very satisfying cake to make. Very nice. Good stuff. Now, Elizabeth, you are on 36.
Yeah.
61 or less gets you into the next round.
Henry said his 2 sisters love horror movies, and I can't bear them. I mean, I was the generation that went behind the sofa for watching Doctor Who. So I think I'll go for the bottom one. I think it's A Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place gets a vigorous nod from Henry. Here is your red line. There we are. Can we get you below that with A Quiet Place? A Quiet Place is right. Gets you into round 2 as well. Very well done indeed. 45 for A Quiet Place. Taking your total up to 81.
Yes, A Quiet Place sets of post-apocalyptic world where these monsters will attack you if they hear you. So you have to be very, very quiet. I'd love that world. I love a bit of quiet. I'd love that world.
Yes,
That's really nice, really calm.
Yes.
Yeah, really peaceful. Lovely.
What if you sneezed?
Oh, yeah. Into your elbow.
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much indeed. Now then, Sandra, welcome back.
Thank you, Sandra.
Tell us more about yourself, Sandra.
I'm a retired nursery nurse and I'm a carer for my mum who will be 91 next week.
Happy birthday to your mum for next week.
And I say I'm a carer, but that's when I can find her because she moved into sheltered accommodation last year and she's got the best social life of everybody.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we've got a family WhatsApp group and there'll often be a message, has anybody seen Lil? And then we have to ring round. She's out, yeah, living her best life.
Oh, good. Is she a fan of Richard Osman's crime fiction?
She does, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I've read them and then I pass them on to her and she
Very
really
nice.
enjoys
Is that
them,
what
yeah.
it's like in her sheltered accommodation?
I think that's slightly nicer, but this is a really close call. It's
Very nice.
beautiful.
Beautiful. Now, Sandra, you're on 29. 68 or less sees you comfortably into round 2. What would you like to go for?
Yeah, I know a few because I've heard of them, but I think I did actually watch this one, so I think I'm going to go The Invisible Man, the Elizabeth Moss.
The Invisible Man, Elizabeth Moss, Oliver Jackson Cohen. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. You get a red line, and it is there, The Invisible Man. It is The Invisible Man. You are in round 2. Very well done indeed, Sandra. That goes down to 14. Superb work, taking your total up to 43, the lowest total of the round.
Yes, well done, Sandra. Based on the character by H.G. Wells, Invisible Man, he's covered in bandages, isn't he? And he takes them off to become invisible. You go halfway, I guess, in the summer as well.
Quite nice,
Yeah, quite nice.
Yeah. Thank you very much indeed, Phil. Now, Fred, welcome to Point. It's great to have you here. Tell us all about yourself.
I'm a business analyst at a tech startup, but I'm originally from Glastonbury. So my whole life has been going to Glastonbury Festival. I now work there on a medieval-themed bar. I dress up as a wench.
Well, you just go back every year?
Every year.
To the medieval-themed bar?
Yeah.
You could do other jobs there, but it's the medieval-themed bar to which you return.
Is it Avalon?
It is. Have you been?
Yeah, I've been to Avalon, yeah.
A punter.
Wow.
Yeah. I was wondering who that fetching wench was.
Thank you.
Fetching as in comely, or fetching as in, fetch me more mead?
Comely, of course.
Comely, I see.
Okay. I'm good at fetching mead as well.
Well, there we go. This is terrific. And what are the other jobs for the wenches of the...
Changing the barrels.
Changing the barrels. Do you sing?
Yeah. We have a little song when we get a tip. That's always fun.
That's nice. So how many of you are there running Avalon?
On one shift, 16 people.
I see.
It's a big bar.
That's really fun. How many shifts do you have to do?
Do 5 shifts. So
And that pays for you for the rest of the
Yeah.
thing. Nice. Now, Fred, you were on 80.
Yes.
You have to score 17 or less.
Okay.
I'm afraid that's what it boils
That's
down
all
to.
right. That's all right.
17 or
We'll
less.
try.
Can you talk us through the board?
So I was going to do The Invisible Man, so I saw that, but Get Out, I think, is probably going to be the lowest at the top. I think it's Nightmare on Elm Street, but that sounds like one that people will have seen. Evil Dead, not sure, and maybe Babadook, but I'll go with Get Out, the top one.
You're going to go for the top one. Get Out. Get, says Fred. Here's your red line. It's low. But here's Get, which is brilliant. Oh, 28 for Get. It's a good score, but not quite good enough, taking your total up to 108.
Yeah, Jordan Peele wrote and directed it and won Best Original Screenplay. It's pretty good going. It's
Isn't
good
it?
film, Get Out. It's good stuff.
I've not seen it.
Oh, you should. It's not too scary.
OK,
It's not
that's
too
even
scary.
better. That's terrific.
The rest, any idea?
Elm, exactly.
Elm Street
Nightmare on
was
Elm
correct.
Street.
Yeah, Fred got that right. Nightmare on Elm Street, 92. So that's the highest scoring. Well done avoiding that one.
I am thinking 1973, The Omen.
The Exorcist.
The Exorcist, of course, it's
Scored
The
you
Exorcist. It's
26.
the most scary of all the films.
And Evil Dead Rise would have scored you
Okay.
6, the lowest scoring on the board.
There you go. Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. Well, that brings us to the end of our first round. It means we say goodbye to our first pair, Fred and Ash. You've only just arrived, and here we are sending you away. We'll see you next time, where we'll expect great things. Fred and Ash, thank you for playing. For the remaining 3 pairs, now time for round 2. Very well done, everybody. Terrific work. We are down to 3 pairs. We are into round 2. You were all terrific in that last round. Some exceptional answers there. Sandra, our lowest individual scorer, and Sandra and Brendan, in fact, our lowest combined scorers. So fantastic work on the near podium. But best of luck to everybody. Our category for round 2 today is the periodic table. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. Let us find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many chemical elements that do not contain the letter A as they could. Phil.
Yes, we would like you to name any element of the periodic table whose name does not contain the letter A. This is according to the IUPAC as of December 2023.
Thank you very much indeed. Now then, Brendan, What are we thinking? Did you revise the periodic table?
I did on the train, coming down here, we had a look, yeah.
What are we thinking?
I'll go ytterbium with a Y.
OK, ytterbium. Let's see how many of our 100 people said ytterbium. Hasn't got an A in it. Oh, one person got ytterbium. Well done, it's a great score.
I was not expecting one for that. I've never heard of ytterbium. That's amazing. Well done. Yeah, ytterbium is a soft metal used in lasers and memory devices.
There we are. Thank you very much indeed. Now, Henry.
Yes.
What are you going to go for?
Just making sure it doesn't have an A in it. I think I'm going to go for molybdenum.
Molybdenum, says Henry. Should we see how many of our 100 said molybdenum? Molybdenum is right. One's the only score we have. That's another one. There we are, another cracking score, Henry.
I have a feeling this is the same person who studied the periodic table as much as they have. But yeah, molybdenum is a shiny metal, one of the highest melting temperatures of all the elements, used as an alloying element in steels.
There we are. Thank you very much indeed, Phil. Now then, Paul.
Choice of 2. Rutherfordium.
Rutherfordium, says Paul. Should we see how many of our 100 said Rutherfordium? Now, these are all old, pointless answers of long, long ago. They all now seem to be scoring 1. Ah, there we are. Paul, well done. You've broken through the glass floor. That's a pointless answer, and it adds £250 to today's jackpot, taking the total up to £5,000. It scores you nothing and is terrific. Very well done indeed, Paul.
I think from now on I know how to identify a pointless contestant because they have a worryingly good knowledge of the periodic table. Rutherfordium, a radioactive metal that does not occur naturally. Rutherfordium. Well done.
Thank you very much. We're halfway through the round. Let's have a quick look at those scores. Nothing, the best score of the past, Paul. Very well done. Paul and Robin looking pretty good on the back of that. But then Henry and Elizabeth are on 1, and so are Brendan and Sandra. I mean, you know, you're our joint high scorers. Put it like that. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? OK, so we are looking for chemical elements that do not contain the letter A. Robin, you are our low scorers. Having said that, ideally, we're looking for a pointless answer from you to avoid you becoming high scorers.
I've got one, but I'm not sure if it is one. Rubidium.
Rubidium. OK, well, you will get a sort of notional red line on the point of pointless down there. Rubidium. Should we see if that's right? Nah, Robin, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, that's incorrect. Scores you 100 points, takes your total up to 100.
Sorry, Robin, no rubidium. We'll give the correct answer at the end of the round.
Thank you very much indeed, Phil. Now then, Elizabeth, you are on 1. We are looking at a score of 98 or less to get you into the head-to-head.
I'm going to go for tennessine.
Tennessine, says Elizabeth. Here is your red line. Lovely and high. Tennessine. Very good. Oh, and it's one of those as well. Even better. It's another pointless answer. It adds another £250 to today's jackpot, taking the total up to £5,250. It also scores you nothing and leaves your total at 1. Very well done indeed, Elizabeth.
Really well done, Elizabeth. Tennessine, an artificially produced highly radioactive element, so stay away from tennessine.
Yeah.
Unless it's an answer.
No, unless it's an answer. Thank you very much indeed, Phil. Now then, Sandra. You're on 1, by the way. 98 or less gets you in. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, that's fine. I'm going to try berkelium.
Berkelium. Berkelium. Here is your red line. Can we get you below that red line with berkelium? Yes, we can. Is this going to be another of these? Yes, it is. Very well done indeed, Sandra. That's another pointless answer, which adds another £250 to today's jackpot, taking the total up to £5,500. It scores you nothing and leaves your total at 1. Well done.
I had no idea I was in the presence of chemists. Berkelium, yeah, really good answer, named after Berkeley, a radioactive metal First produced in 1949, is made in nuclear reactors, but currently, at least, has no practical use itself. But
That's a shame.
not yet. Not yet.
There we are.
Robin, it's not rubidium, it's rubidium. And that was a pointless answer, so really bad luck, but you were so close. There were 36 pointless answers in total, so let's have a look at some of them. You could have had dubnium, europium, mendelevium, moscovium, neptunium, nihonium, osmium, tennessine, which we had, zirconium. Well done if you got any of those at home.
Thanks very much indeed, Phil. That brings us to the end of round 2. It also means we have to say goodbye to our high scorers. I'm afraid, Robin and Paul, that's you. Oh, you were so close to being double pointless. Oh, that glory will await another show. We'll see you next time, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here. Robin and Paul, brilliant. For the remaining 2 pairs, it's now time for the head-to-head. Congratulations, Sandra and Brendan, Elizabeth and Henry. You are now one step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £5,500. But we can throw more money into that jackpot now by seeing if we can find a couple of pointless answers. So here we go. Just for fun, we gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many figures on world banknotes as they could, Phil.
Yes, you will see 6 options. 4 are people who appear on current banknotes around the world, 2 of which are pointless. However, 2 are not figures on world banknotes at all. £250 into the jackpot for each pointless answer you give. Good luck.
Thank you very much indeed. So, we are looking for the 2 pointless figures from these 6 from world banknotes. Sandra Botticelli, Indira Gandhi, Greta Garbo, Nikola Tesla, Nellie Melba, and Obafemi Awolowo. Does anybody know anything?
They all sound very feasible.
I think Awolowo, the bottom one, could possibly be on the Nigerian currency, the naira.
Right.
Okay. That's good. You named the currency as well. Sounds very authoritative. Sandra and Brendan, what are you going to nominate as a pointless?
Botticelli, yes.
We're going to go for Botticelli. Sandra Botticelli, is that a pointless figure from a banknote?
Oh.
No, I'm afraid. So, Elizabeth and Henry.
We'll go for Obafemi Awolowo.
You're Obafemi Awolowo. Shall we see if Obafemi Awolowo is a pointless banknote figure? Obafemi Awolowo is most definitely a banknote figure. Ah, but known by 2. There we are. Never mind.
Yeah, good answer, but not quite there. Botticelli has never appeared on money himself, but his painting Birth of Venus is on the Italian euro 10-cent coin. And yes, well done, Obafemi Awolowo is on the 100 naira bill in Nigeria. Nellie Melba is on the Australian $100 bill. That would have scored you 1. Any idea what the pointless answer might have been
I think Nikola Tesla.
Yes, well done. On the Serbian 100 dinar.
And Greta Garbo.
Yes, well done. On the Swedish 100 krona bill. Indira Gandhi has never been on the banknote. Mahatma Gandhi appears on all Indian banknotes apart from the 1 rupee. But that was a red herring.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, we didn't find any pointless answers, but that was fun, just wallowing in foreign money. Let's play the head-to-head. Now, the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot, and you're now allowed to confer before you give your answers. Best of luck to both pairs. Here is our first question, and it is all about animals on ice, Phil.
That's right. We are going to show you 5 pictures of animals photographed on ice or in snow. We'll also give you the first letter of each word of the animal's name. Please name these animals.
Thank you very much indeed. Can you name these 5 animals? Here they come. A, R, D. B, B. C, N, F, C. D, S, H, C. And E, G, G, O. There we are. Now, Sandra and Brendan, you are our low scorers. You get to go first.
Yeah, struggling with these. Try E, the great grey owl.
The Great Grey Owl, say Sandra and Brendan. Great Grey Owl. Now, Elizabeth and Henry, can you talk us through that board?
Nope. B, the beaver. And D is a Scottish Highland cow. That's it.
Shall I go with that one?
Yep, Scottish Highland cow.
You're going to go Scottish Highland Cow for D. So we have Great Grey Owl and Scottish Highland Cow. Sandra and Brendan went for E, Great Grey Owl. Shall we see how many of our 100 said that? It's right. Oh, it's a good answer. Down it goes. 9 for Great Grey Owl. Very well done. Meanwhile, Elizabeth and Henry have gone for D and are saying Scottish Highland Cow. How many of our 100 said that? Scottish Highland Cow, absolutely right. That goes down to 38. Very well done indeed, Sandra and Brendan. After one question, you're up 1-0.
Yeah, well done. Scottish Highland Cow and the Great Grey Owl, one of the largest owls in the world, hence the great.
Look at those eyes.
Intense.
And eyebrows round the side.
Always looks angry,
Always looks
the
angry.
Great Grey Owl.
Yeah.
And, yep, you're right about beaver, but that was the highest scoring on the board, 79 that would have scored you. And the other two, is there any idea?
Well, C, I want the first word to be Norwegian.
Yeah.
Is
correct.
it?
Yeah.
I want the last word to be cat.
Yeah, you're 2 out of 3.
Good. Norwegian forest cat.
Yes, Norwegian forest cat. Could have scored 7. And that's a raccoon dog.
Ah,
At A, would have scored you
that.
6, best on the board.
Very
Raccoon
cool.
dog.
Good hair.
Lovely hair. Bit frazzled. Looks like he's just
Yes,
woken
great
up.
frazzle. There we are. Thank you very much indeed. Right, that brings us to our second question. Elizabeth and Henry, you get to answer it first, but you've got to win it to stay in the game. So best of luck. Our second question is all about named winds of the world, Phil.
We are going to show you alternate letters of 5 winds that occur around the world. We'll also show you the region in which each wind is found. Please fill in the gaps and tell us the name of the most obscure wind.
Thank you very much indeed. Let's reveal our 5 winds. And here they are. Winds with gaps. B, R, Northeast Italy, Slovenia and Croatia. C-I-O-K, the Rocky Mountains of Canada and the United States. S-R-C-O, North Africa and the Mediterranean. M-S-R-L, Southern France. And B-I-K-I-L-E, Australia. There we go. Now then, Elizabeth and Henry will go first.
I think it's better. Oh, we're going to go for the third one down, Sirocco.
Sirocco, say Elizabeth and Henry. Right. Sandra and Brendan, would you like to talk us through that board?
I wish I could. The only one I think we know is the fourth one down.
No, to go Mistral.
You're going to go Mistral. So we have Sirocco and we have Mistral. Elizabeth and Henry went for Sirocco. Let's see how many of our 100 said that. Sirocco is right. Sirocco goes down to 32. Meanwhile, Sandra and Brendan have gone for Mistral, the southern French wind. Let's see how many of our 100 said Mistral. Mistral is also correct. Oh, close. 40 for Mistral. Very well done indeed, Elizabeth and Henry. After 2 questions, it's 1-1.
Yeah, really well done. I mean, these are all news to me. Do you know your wins, Sandra?
Well, I'm guessing that's a Chinook, the second one.
Yeah, well done. Chinook would have scored you 26. And up top, we have the Bora, would have scored you 13. And the best answer on the board is Brickfielder in Australia, would have scored you 9.
There we are. Never heard of it. Thank you very much indeed. OK, here comes your third question. Whoever wins this one goes through to the final and plays for that jackpot. Best of luck. Our third question is all about Harry Styles, Phil.
Yep, quite simply, we've got 5 clues to facts about Harry Styles. We have added the initials of each answer as an additional clue. Please give us the answers.
Thank you very much indeed. So let's reveal our Styles facts. And here they are. His first solo UK #1 single released in 2017, S.O.T.T. US fashion magazine, which featured him as its first solo male cover star, V. 2017 Christopher Nolan film in which he plays a World War II soldier? D. Boy band with which he had the UK's best-selling artist album of 2013? OD. And Fleabag star who features in his music video for Treat People with Kindness? PWB. There we are. We're back with Sandra and Brendan.
Go live if you want, yeah.
We know 4 for definite, and then it's whether to gamble on the top one. Should we go for it?
Yeah, let's try.
Let's try Sign of the Times.
Sign of the Times for the top one. Sign of the Times. Now, Elizabeth and Henry, would you like to talk us through that board?
Yeah, the US fashion magazine's Vogue, the Christopher Nolan film Dunkirk, the boy band is One Direction, and Fleabag star is Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
I think we've got to go for that.
Phoebe
We're
Waller-Bridge.
going to go for Phoebe Waller-Bridge. So we have Sign of the Times and Phoebe Waller-Bridge. In the order they were given, Sandra and Brendan went for Sign of the Times for the top one. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that, if it's right. It is right, Sign of the Times. That was a risk worth taking. Because down it goes to 13. That's a great score. Meanwhile, Elizabeth and Henry have gone for the bottom one, the Fleabag star, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said it. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, absolutely right. And down it goes to 21. Great answer, great score, but Sandra and Brendan beat that. And after 3 questions, Sandra and Brendan, you are through to the final 2-1.
Really well done, both teams. Took us through the board perfectly. Vogue was correct, would have scored you 63. Dunkirk would have scored you 37. One Direction would have scored you 68. And you picked the best answer that you had available, but there was not much you can do. They already had the best answer on the board with the Sign of the Times, but well done.
Thank you very much indeed, Phil. That brings us to the end of our head-to-head round. It means we have to say goodbye to Elizabeth and Henry. I'm afraid this really is final goodbye. It's been brilliant having you on the show. Thank you so much for coming to play. I'm sorry you're not going home with a trophy, but it's been lovely. Thank you so much, Elizabeth and Henry. For Sandra and Brendan, though, it is now time for the pointless final. Congratulations, Sandra and Brendan. You have fought off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win the pointless jackpot. And at the end of today's show, the jackpot is a proper jackpot, standing at £5,500. Given that these last rounds are often really, really difficult, what would be the dream? I mean, what would you love to see come up?
I think geography, you're really good at. And
punk rock in the late 70s, going into new wave in the early 80s, I think I'm okay on. But
that'd be good. OK, well, shall we see what today's selection looks like? There'll be 4, as ever. And today I can give you rugby halls of fame, female-fronted alternative rock bands, Terry Pratchett, New Jersey pop culture. What do we think? What's appealing to you there?
Rugby, it's such a broad subject, rugby. I know some, but probably not enough. Female-fronted bands, again, it depends which bands. Better on some of those, but I think we're probably going to have to go with that one. The female-fronted rock bands. OK, female-fronted alternative rock bands it is, Phil.
All right, we are looking for the title of any track on the following albums. Evanescence's 2003 album, Fallen, or Paramore's 2009 album, Brand New Eyes. This is tracks on the original standard UK version of each album. Very best of luck.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, as always, you've got up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers. All you need to win that jackpot is for just one of those answers to be pointless. 3 pointless answers, and we will throw in a £500 bonus. Are you ready?
Yes.
OK, let's put 60 seconds up on the clock. There we are. Your time starts now.
Well, I've barely heard of either of them, so this is going to be just 3
Shall we make them up?
track guesses, I'm afraid. Yeah.
Yeah. Dark Dawn for Evanescence.
Hell on Earth, which is trying to guess these.
Which one? For Paramore?
Oh, yeah, I've got Paramore. And let's have a bit of a think.
Not a clue.
Run. Call of the Wild. You reckon? Yeah?
Yeah. Who for?
Oh, take your pick. The top one.
Would you like us to stop the minute?
Yeah.
Oh, there we are. Yes, there we are. That's, I guess, a kindness. Mind you, I think you've absolutely nailed the tone of these acts. I don't know. I can't speak for Paramore, but tell me your three answers.
So Dark Dawn for Evanescence.
OK, Dark Dawn.
Oh, no, what was it, Call of the Wild?
Yeah.
And then we had Call of the Wild, which was for who?
Paramore.
For Paramore. And then you had Hell on Earth. Was that the one you wanted? Who should sing that?
Paramore.
Paramore, Hell on Earth. Of those three, should we pick one for fun to be our best shot?
Put them in alphabetical.
OK. Oh, wow. Hang on. Call of the Wild, Dark Dawn, Hell on Earth. OK, well, let's put those answers up on the board in that order. And here they are. We have Call of the Wild, Dark Dawn, and Hell on Earth. Now, if one of these turns out to be pointless, you will be leaving here with £5,500. What would you like to do with that?
Well, we're both 60 fairly soon. I'm the youngest. And we've got a party lined up, so some of it will go towards that, and then the rest, we're going to Canada next year, so we put it towards that.
Very nice indeed. Anything you want to add to that, Sandra?
Not at all. That would be lovely.
Well, wouldn't that be
Because
nice?
I don't think we're getting it.
Well, let's find out. OK, in this case, the first of your answers, we're looking for tracks on Paramore's 2009 album, Brand New Eyes. Let's see, you've made up Call of the Wild. What happens when we say Call of the Wild? Yeah, I think we were expecting that. Your next answer was Dark Dawn. We're now looking for tracks on Evanescence's 2003 album, Fallen. What happens when we say Dark Dawn? Is that pointless? No. Let's just put the last one to the test, Hell on Earth. And again, we're back with Paramore. £5,500 is yours if it's pointless, but it has to be right. Is it? No. I'm sorry. That was a really tough category. I mean, you did such a good job there. And I think these all sounded plausible. They just weren't quite right on this occasion. So I'm afraid you haven't won the jackpot today. But brilliantly, you have won our pointless trophies. And really brilliantly. It's been lovely having you on the show. Thank you so much, Sandra and Brendan.
Yeah, bad luck, guys. But I think even better TV watching you come up with titles for songs and an insight into your dark psyches with Hell on Earth. Really well tried. So let's take a look at those pointless answers, starting with tracks on Evanescence's 2003 album, Fallen. You could have had Everybody's Fool, Haunted, Imaginary, My Last Breath. I mean, Hell on Earth would sit very comfortably up there. And there was one more pointless answer, Whisper. Moving on to tracks on Paramore's 2009 album, Brand New Eyes. Here are some pointless answers. You could have had Brick by Boring Brick, Looking Up, Misguided Ghosts, Playing God. The other pointless answers were Turn It Off and Where the Lines Overlap. Very well done if you got any of those at home.
Thank you very much indeed, Phil. And thank you, Sandra and Brendan. I'm sorry you didn't win our jackpot today. That will therefore roll over onto the next show when we will be playing for £6,500. Join us then to see if someone can win it and to find out who our next co-host will be. Thank you so much, Phil. You've just been brilliant.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been such a pleasure.
And so, for the final time, it is goodbye from Phil.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.